you're really upset, the two places where your upsetness should be directed are your classmates and your teacher.
I think that we should move
No
forward.
disrespect. A couple students not wearing their masks.
You happen to be involved in a class that has been constantly directed.
Unless you tell me,
it's not true. It's not true.
So you actually think I would make it up so I could enjoy this experience?
I used to love when people took me out of class.
I don't know. I mean, seriously, if you just want to be angry, go ahead. Let
Had
it.
Corona and you came in this morning?
Just here. If nobody else around.
I was here. You should have not let anyone around you guys. That's not fair.
All right, we're done talking.
I feel very victimized because in my 5th period broadcast studies class, there's always security walking in and principal coming in every day for people to pull off their masks that are barely down. I feel bad for Mr. Carey because he always is being attacked for his class doing something not on his behalf. It is unfair because in other classes I've never received this treatment. This is not right.
At the testing, he said, and I quote, "Go take your anger to your teacher because he doesn't make a safe environment for you," end quote. I don't understand how Mr. Mead makes the school safe by making the class feel so scared to Mr. Finals. After all this happened, Mr. Mead made us stay at school for an extra hour. A couple hours later, he called all the students one by one and said we can come to school. This entire experience made me feel sick. This is showing segregation between the vaccinated and the non-vaccinated. This is also showing me that there is segregation between people in broadcasting study classes and the classes in the rest of the school. This is disgusting. I really felt discriminated against.
He stated out loud people's private information, such as if someone is vaccinated or not. Mr. Mead acted erratically and did not handle the situation like a proper principal. I did not feel safe at BHHS anymore.
He yelled at the whole class and didn't let us speak to him privately. I feel super disrespected. He blamed our teacher, Mr. Carey, who did nothing wrong. We later found out it was a false positive, and so many students had to miss their finals because of this false positive.
Staff attitude towards students recently hasn't been what it should be. Students deserve to be treated with respect and as an individual. This has not been the case. Students are treated with little to no respect and are given no individual attention. Instead, we are looked at like a herd of children who just need to be dealt with. This cold approach to COVID and mask protocols and overall treatment of students causes a disconnect. How are students expected to feel welcome at their own school while staff is everything but friendly?
I felt discriminated when Mr. Mead walked in and forced the entire class to get tested against our will. Mr. Mead is taking his job too serious and has become a tyrant. The KBEV class loves our class and Mr. Carey, and it's not right that our class is singled out. Mr. Mead also screams at us like 5th graders. This is not right. Lastly, Thursday was the most excessive, overblown, ridiculous actions that I've ever experienced in the many years as a student at Beverly. It was downright insulting how our principal singled out our class, blaming the entire event on our teacher, Mr. Carey. It was out of proportion. Mark Mead must have vendetta against Mr. Carey and used our 5th period as a guinea pig lab.
I think the amount of security and administration that I sent into KBEV classroom is overdone. In none of my other classes have I ever witnessed a principal burst into the class looking for every little thing wrong. It is as if he makes up rules on the spot just to take away from our learning. Our class is no different than any other classes. It is clear that Mr. Mark Mead singles out this class. I believe that Mr. Mark Mead is unfair.